Hi, welcome to my channel and welcome to the review of everything I have colored in May. May was one of the most difficult coloring months I have ever had from the beginning of my coloring hobby. I was constantly unhappy with almost everything I have colored. I was very unhappy with the channel statistics. I was unhappy with the quality of my photos, of my videos, and it was quite difficult to somehow broke this unhappiness. And still I wanted to color, and May was in the same time one of the most productive months. I colored a lot. It's simply that in almost everything I have finished, I wasn't completely satisfied with some elements or with some color choices. And I tried different strategies. I switched between coloring books with different styles. I switched between mediums, from pencils to watercolors to Inktense pencils. I even made couple of days without colorings. I tried to pay more attention to my other hobbies like cross stitching, and fortunately somewhere near the end of May, I felt that probably I started to be much more contented with the works I finished with my pictures, and now I feel much more confident. I know that it's normal to have similar doubts and that it will pass, and I am also very grateful to everyone who supported me during this difficult time, who was quite patient with me, with my videos, with my finished pictures, and I hope that during June my works will be better, and I hope that channel statistics also will be better. Anyway, let me show you everything I was working on May, my finished pictures and my work in progress. I started my May from this book of Marty Noble. It was unplanned coloring. I just took this book from the shelf. I accidentally opened it on the last page. I've never heard before about this Tibetan goddess, Green Tara, so I tried to find some information, and I thought that it could be interesting trying to use some traditional Tibetan color combos, and I know that they quite often use golden colors and such colors like rich green and blue colors, and I tried to use them all for my coloring. Here I used mix of pencils. I am very happy with this green shining which I added on the black background. It really helped me to support green color of her skin because I wanted to create this green Tara. There are several Taras, and it was quite interesting to learn about all of them. I used mix of pencils, some Arteza, some Prismacolors and some polychromases. And I decided that next coloring also will be from book about gods and about mythology. I really love this one, and for a long time I wanted to color picture with Frey simply because I wanted to color boar. And here started my struggle. For the background I used acrylic paints. For the lower part I used my set of 12 shades of grey, and for the sky I used pale blue colors, but as I'm not experienced with using acrylics, it was a struggle how to mask all black lines and how to make clouds on the sky. But somehow I managed to cover that background, and I even enjoyed coloring fur. Here, for the first time, I tried to use Derwent drawing pencils for the fur, and I really enjoyed it. Unfortunately, I lost one ear of the boar while I was doing background, so now it's a regular boar without his right ear. But anyway, I really enjoyed doing this one, and I immediately decided that I will be doing another page from the same book. And for a long time, I had that idea of the color palette for the next picture, and I wanted to do orange sky. But unfortunately, I decided to do sky with watercolors, and watercolor paints are definitely isn't a medium for this paper. First, black underpaint was visible when paper was wet, and then when I decided to iron this page because it was very buckled, I realized that my book after ironing was almost ruined because this black paint on the back it's sticked to other pages. And the worst thing was that not only uncolored page which is next to this one was ruined and it was covered with some black stains, but fray page which is the next one also sticked to the black. I tried to save it uh, as much as it was possible, so I lost some clouds. I had to cover sky once more using neo colors, and now I will have to do couple of pages from the second set of pages. Now I really appreciate that in Jade's summer books we have two sets of the same pictures, but I definitely don't appreciate this black paint. It doesn't help at all, and I'm not very happy. Anyway, let's go to my next book. Finally, I started to work again in the book by Leila Dewley. I think that my problem is that I have already finished almost all pictures which are very inspiring for me, and remaining pictures sometimes they are difficult to color, or sometimes I simply don't have any creative ideas how to finish them. For example, here I struggled a lot with masking black lines on the petals. I don't think that we need black lines on such a tender flowers like we have here. I wanted to make them not completely white, but more like flowers on the plum or peach tree, so I wanted to use more intense colors. And again, I struggled a lot. I'm not totally happy with the final look, but at least now I have lesser amount of black on the petals. I'm not very happy with this white outline. It doesn't look very natural, but I purchased pink liner and I hope that now my pictures will look better. At least here I love my butterfly. And next picture is also with butterfly. It's quite a simple one, and for some time I didn't have any ideas what to do with the background. I didn't want to do anything complicated because you know that I color in this book trying to create some kind of the botanical journal. So background had to be quite simple. So in the end I added this very thin golden frame, round frame, and I tried to draw some wildflower, very simple and a very primitive work here, but at least I tried to add some personal touch to this page. And of course, I am happy that now, when I finished two pictures from this book, I am two steps closer until the finish, until the end of this book. Two my projects which I am really happy with I made in the book by Jasmine Beckett Griffiths, and here I colored one big and one small picture. I really appreciate these miniature portraits where I can test some color palettes, and in May I was a little bit obsessed of this color combo of orange and violet. I used it a lot, you will see it in several of my pictures. I am very happy how these golden butterflies turned out. Very quick coloring, and it was one of the projects which didn't cause me any troubles. Everything is made with Prismacolor pencils, and if you're interested, you can watch the whole coloring process on my YouTube channel. Second picture is called Absent Butterflies, and I also enjoyed doing this one, even if it wasn't very creative from my part, because I used a lot of colors from the original painting by Jasmine Beckett Griffith, and as the main theme is absent, obviously color choice was quite limited. I used a lot of this yellow-green color, but at least I changed color of her dress, and I tried to work more carefully on the background, and I'm really happy how my background looks. I wanted to use dark colors, but still I wanted it to be quite interesting, and thanks to the good quality of the paper here, I was able to create these interesting muted colors. I am very happy with both projects here, and I finally was able to purchase Mermaid's book by Jasmine Beckett Griffiths, and I hope that it will arrive soon. Another plus project of May was in Manuel de Bonheur. I worked on this huge spread for 2 months. It was really a very long coloring. I think that color long was in 6 parts probably. And finally, I have finished this Japanese scene. It's very detailed, and I enjoyed covering each of the objects here. But in the same time, it was quite complicated not to lose the main heroes like cat or like frog in the board among all other various objects. Everything is colored with Prismacolors because it's my favorite medium to work on this wonderful paper. I really enjoyed working slowly on this page, element by element, and again I enjoyed working on botanical elements, especially because Kanoka Yagusa is a great artist for all those flowers, all those leaves, but I also enjoyed coloring all the birds, and of course I enjoyed coloring cat. I really tried to do silk kimono, and I hope that I didn't lost my cat among all other elements. And of course, I am happy that my huge 2 months long project is finally finished, and now I can start another one. I realized that when I don't push myself, when I don't rush that I need to finish page quickly, then I got better results in the end. When I feel overwhelmed with such a huge and long project like I have here, it's better for me to switch to other projects, to other books, and after some break for after a couple of weeks, I start to feel that I missed that page and that I feel inspired again to start working on it. So in the end, I am glad that even if it took quite a long time, I am very satisfied with the final look. Now let me show you closer my kimono cat, and we will be going to my next pictures. I planned to color at least couple of pages in Australian Animals by Selina Fennick, but unfortunately I managed to finish only one of them, but at least I am happy with the final result. From the beginning, when I just got this book, I was interested in these colorful birds, and it was the first time when I have heard about them. So I googled, I enjoyed how beautiful they are in real life, and I tried hard to copy their bright colors from real life to this page. Here I used mix of pencils. For the flowers, for the leaves I used Arteza, for the flowers I used polychromasis, and for the birds I used mix of pencils, some polychromasis and some Prismacolors. I plan to do another page with birds in June. I have a strange relationship of love and hate with the books by Selina Fenech. I am totally in love with her designs, but I am not happy with the quality of the paper. So when I color page, I told myself that I've never be coloring any other pages on this paper, but when I finish project I immediately start another page from the books by Selina Fenech because I adore her designs. Other artist which I also adore is Teresa Goodrich. In May I finished just one of her pictures, but I am happy with the final look of it. I selected this antique shop because of this Hydrangea Bush. Hydrangea is one of my favorite flowers, even if I am not sure that I pronounced it correctly, so I am sorry for it. Here I really wanted to concentrate all attention on the flowers, on the bush and all for the flowers in pots, and everything else I tried to color in more muted or pastel colors. And I also wanted to show that here we have a sunny day, so I wanted to show this play of light and shadow on the walls and highlights on the leaves on the tree in the upper part. I hope that you can see all those tender pastel colors which I used for the flowers. I'm still not sure that I color all architectural elements of the building correctly, but at least I am glad that I finished one page in the books by Teresa Goodrich. In my attempts to switch between different styles of coloring books and between various mediums, I remembered about books of Lizzie Mary Cullen, and I remembered for how long I haven't used my Inktense pencils. I decided to do this underwater scene because May was a mermaid, and here we have Lizzie swimming underwater, so she also can be a mermaid. I didn't want to use blue as a background color because I already used blue for the water for several of my May pictures, so I wanted something unusual. So I mixed a little bit of acrylic paints and a little bit of neon colors to create this greenish background, and then I played with almost the whole set of my Inktense pencils. I realized that after some time I almost forgot how to work with Inktense, which are the most beautiful color combos and how much water I need to use on this paper. So I realized that I need to practice more. Maybe this page is excessively colorful, so I used new color combo for almost each of the next fishes, but I really like this color therapy. It's what I needed at that moment. And after this project, I decided that I want to do another page from the same book, but maybe in more limited color palette. Usually I try to use at least some realistic colors to look at reference pictures, but for this Broken Hill I decided to do for a very fantasy color palette, and again I was obsessed with this color combo of orange and violet with small addition of pale yellow and pale uh, peach colors. I am happy with this one, and here I started to feel again how to use Inktense pencils, how much I enjoy them, how much I enjoy activating their pigment, and I promise not to abandon my books by Lizzie Mary Cullen for such a long time. My other attempt to do something unusual was coloring on this quite dark paper. It's a freebie from the new book by Alan Robert. I participated in the Kolorowanka on the Facebook group, and challenge was to use as much metal elements as possible. So I added a little bit of metal on the clothes of the clown, and I also tried to create interesting background. Paper wasn't perfect for coloring small elements on the frame, but it was really interesting to use light Prismacolor and light polychromos pencils for the background, for the skin, for the elements of the clothes, so I enjoyed it. It was quick, it was fun, and it definitely was something new for me. I would say that coloring on the dark paper was quite new and a very refreshing experience for me. All light colors look really beautiful on when you use them on the dark toned paper, and even it wasn't easy to color when you have printed everything with black on dark brown. In the end, this brown background really helped to create atmosphere on the picture. I am really happy that now our art stores are open, so now I am able to purchase more of the toned paper and to print more of images I have saved during this lockdown time. Another mermaid project I did in the book by Dennis Klett, and here I used huge amount of various mediums. For the water I used neocolors, then I tried to mask all black lines using acrylic paints, gouache paints, Posca pens. For the mermaid I used Arteza, I used Black Widow set for coloring dark skin. For the fishes I used Prismacolors, so I mixed everything, but at least I am glad with the result. It's nothing very complicated, but I enjoyed working with all those blue-green colors. I love how they look together with pink. I love color combo of chocolate brown and pink, and I constantly tried to invent some new color combos for mermaids, for their hair and for their tails. Another mermaid project I finished in this Shakespeare book. I remembered about this small but very elegant design. Here my mermaid is violet, gold and pink, and I really love this color combo. I used the same colors for the shell also, and it looked nice together with a very tender background in the central part and with uh, blue and green blue colors which I used for the water. I spent some time on masking all black lines on the ocean waves, but I think that it was worth spending that time because after I covered all black lines with white paint, the whole picture started to look much more interesting. When on the background we don't have black lines and the main character still has a little bit of black, it really helps to create this main image as a focal point of the page. So this one was a good project of mine. And another mermaid which I am really very happy with was from the book of Selina Fenech. I really tried to use different colors for all my mermaids, and this one is blue-green, one of my favorite color combos. But probably my main success here is color selection for the sky and color selection for the clouds. I am glad that I tried to stay in limited color palette, and in this way, due to the very bright mermaid tail, the whole attention immediately goes to the mermaid, to the girl. I didn't want to experiment a lot on her hair, on her skin. I wanted her to look like a real girl apart from the tail. I am not very happy with the foam on the water here, but I really tried to work with all those lines which were on this picture. So even if water isn't perfect, at least I like my mermaid and especially her tail. I realized that I have some coloring books where I always manage to do very nice pictures, and I have other sets of books where I adore artist style but I have constant troubles with scoring. And even if Tomislav Tomic is probably my favorite creator of coloring books, I struggle with each and every of his pictures. This time I decided to do this castle, and my main idea was to test this gray-violet color combo for the walls. And I was quite happy when I started to do this page. But then I decided to color those flowers in very aggressive magenta violet colors. And from that point everything went not under not according to my plans. I didn't know what color it's possible to use for the background, so again you can see here this color combo of violet and orange, and even now I'm still not very happy with this final look of this page, but in the same time I don't know how it would be able to improve it. What is bothering me? Probably color of the flowers. They are too bright and too aggressive for the image I really planned to create in the beginning. And I started another page from the same book and I struggled a lot. I selected this mermaid page and I work on it very slowly. I did these corals, I did mermaid, I wasn't completely happy how she looks, so I decided to put it away for a couple of days. And now I hope that I will show you the final look of this page in the end of June. Another mermaid project I started in the book by Kinoko Craft, and I plan to finish it today, so video will be on my channel in a day or two. In May I received this beautiful book as a present, and it's my first book by Momo Girl. Book is Korean and it's called Girls with Music. Designs inside are beautiful, paper is wonderful, and even if I am afraid to start coloring in it, now, when I start to feel confidence in my coloring again, I hope that in June I will start to color in this book and that in the end of June I will be able to share my first finished project. But at least I'm glad that now I have this beauty in my huge collection of coloring books. I started other pages in May, but I abandoned them in the very beginning because everything went not according to my initial ideas. I don't have any particular plans for June, but I will try to color in the books which are slightly abandoned or even books where I haven't colored yet at all. So I selected for myself this book of Games of Thrones, Teleho, and Irene book by Nick Filbert. I also hope to do first page in Momo Girls. I want to do pages from Australian Animals and from Fairy Tales by Selina Fennec, and then we will see. I will improvise. I also want to share with you my progress in stitching, and when I tried to make some break from coloring, I spent a couple of days on this project, and I think that I managed to finish the most complicated part of the design, where it was a lot of color changes, where it was a mix of half stitches and full stitches. I started to add back stitch to make this design more precise, and now we can clearly see beginning of the buildings here, And I'm very happy that I have various hobbies, and when I feel not happy with one of them, I can switch to another. And when I stitch, I don't need to make any decisions about color choices, about shading. I just follow instructions from the designer, and sometimes it's nice and relaxing. But still, coloring is my favorite hobby. As usual, thank you for watching this video and thank you for all your lovely comments which you left under my May videos. Unfortunately, YouTube somehow switched off any notifications about your comments which I previously got on my email, and they also popped up on the screen. Now I'm constantly afraid to lose some of your comments. So I hope that I will find a solution to this problem. Thank you to everyone who supported my channel. You were very patient with me in May, and I hope that in June I will be more creative and my videos will be more interesting. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful summer.